Welcome to San Antonio, Texas, the Alamo City today at the Alamo Dome as we have a couple of squads here ready to square off in the Valero Alamo Bowl. While this game caps off the regular season, how that season is remembered will be impacted greatly by what happens in this game. As we'll see, the number 12 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the West Virginia Mountaineers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Team out there ready to tee it up in this bowl game. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So West Virginia's offense will get the first possession of the game. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
And not the optimum setup to try to salvage the opening drive with a 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. He's got an open man. Hit the afterburners, kid, at the 20. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Mountaineers. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
Ready to try the point after. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they could not have finished with more style. An 87-yard touchdown pass. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Michigan's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
So they're facing 3rd and short from the 25. Wide out in motion. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. A little screen to the running back. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit him for a first down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. Give to the running back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. He'll keep it himself. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. 3rd and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. He's looking to throw. Get it out on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like like that, the defense is going to win every time. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He'll call for the fair catch here. West Virginia has it, and the offense ready to go to work. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line in this one.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
They'll start this drive and snap it from the 40. To the ground with the back. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the middle. It's caught downfield. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line. The offense lining up for a first down play. From the gun, running back gets to give. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. They'll try the run. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. So close to cashing it in for this offense. With the run on 1st and goal. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Michigan.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
Lining up to add another. Right down the boulevard. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. He'll start the return inside his spot. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
He just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Got a little work done on first down. Now back to the line. Off the play fake. Got his man. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Getting some heat. The quarterback scrambled around, but the defense able to scramble him and turn it into a sack.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
Got a man. It's Cobb. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Floating away. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Mountaineers will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What job there. Trying to start the drive with a pass. He lets it fly. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. Trying play action. He's not afraid to go deep. Makes the grab down the left side. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+. That'll put a smile on the OC's face to get a little breathing room. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 38. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. Now on 2nd down. They'll leave it with him. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. They'll go to the air. Safe completion on the screen. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. And the Wolverines are marching down the field. They're going to test the right side with this one. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Entertaining 1st quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the 2nd. Motion from the offense. On 2nd down, wants to throw. Setting up the screen. Got room at the 35. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. The give to the back. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. Trying to pound it on 1st down, now back to the line. Now the play fake. A shot toward the end zone. Fires into traffic. Picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. That's why you love veterans in this defense. They stay locked in on their rules, and he made the pick. West Virginia has it, and the offense ready to go to work. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Quickly out to the tight end. And that is good versatility there, and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage. They'll put the tight end in motion. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Finds a man by himself. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
This defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. Coming to the line looking for that 1st down on 3rd and short from the 29. Got his man downfield. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the 1st down. The Mountaineers come to the line with a new set of downs. The aerial assault continues. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Mountaineers! If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be brought down. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Just gets it to the 20, a pickup of 1. 30 short, they've got them back up inside the 20, and the D can get the ball back here. Wide receiver shows motion. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. The give to the back. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 out to the 35. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Off play action. They're trying to get to him. And the blitz gets to him just like that.
Offensive line has got to do a better job of communicating, and they got to do a better job pre-snap seeing where this pressure is coming from. That DB was essentially telegraphing his blitz, and nobody picked him up.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Firing to the right, complete. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Here's the return. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time.
After the strong run on 2nd down, 3rd down coming. Do they do it again? And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Mountaineers will send out the punt unit. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Offense set on 1st down. Quarterback on the keeper. One thing I've noticed from talking to coaches about their approach to bowl games is how many of them use it as a springboard for next season. They try to focus on developing some of the new guys, maybe, that have joined them for the bowl practices.
I mean, you get 15-plus extra practices. You start to play and experience more as young guys. The older guys get a little bit more rest. But, yeah, you're building the future. You're building the foundation. You're working on your technique. And you know what? You also get to have some fun. I think that's important for team building, is having fun at your location, doing the different things together to start to build that unity that will make a big difference in the future.
Yeah, there's a saying in college football that your freshman year, when you get to bowl season, you're no longer a freshman. A lot of players grow up. You get the extra practices mentally, and from a confidence standpoint, you turn the page. I can remember back to my true freshman year, we get ready to play Penn State. We had a lot of NFL talent in my freshman class, and everybody just seemed to grow a foot taller. They were playing with a different intensity level that really paid off for us the next year.
They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. He throws back across his body, and
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
West Virginia has it in the offense ready to go to work. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Finds a soft spot in the middle. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. It's 3rd down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. No opportunity to run it back as the ball goes out of bounds. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Looking to go up top on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He's got his man. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that 1st down. They'll try to get it through the air. Pocket starts to collapse. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down. The Wolverines will call on their punt team. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. And you got to get it drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. He'll pull it on the read. Gets it past the 1st down marker and still running. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. The Mountaineers will have it 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Finds his man down the middle. And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. They'll throw it on 1st down. That's caught. It's Cobb. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. 2nd down coming up. He's looking to throw. Pressure coming. And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Yeah, and how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. He's going to run it. Still running at the 40. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with the 1st down. He's looking to throw it. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. After the misfire now on 2nd down. Fires into traffic. Intercepted. Bringing it back. He's at the 40. He was thinking touchdown all the way, but he got it down to the 26-yard line.
It's so nice to see defenders squeeze that pigskin. A lot of times in great position, you see them there to make the play. But there's a reason they play defense. Not this time. Great job securing the interception.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Going up top on first down. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to fire on second down. He's got his man. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. So it's first down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. Good, right down the boulevard. So they get the late field goal right before the half and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. On the run from inside his own 5. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, a stirring start to things today in San Antonio as we say hello from our broadcast studios. And there is no better place to start this halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere. And I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the Alamo Dome.
And the Mountaineers will kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. The play action fake. Got it behind the line. It's Ellington. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. The snap sets up to throw. They're setting up the screen. At the 35, he's loose. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42.
What a play call. You can feel maybe a little bit of aggressiveness. This defensive line flying upfield. What do? Throw a screen right behind it. Get it to your running back. Let him do the rest. Chew up some.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
That is an example of a defender just stepping up and making a play. Just gave up a big completion down the field. That's not going to happen again. That's not happening on my watch. Right away, that D lineman decides to go after the QB, and he makes a big play.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. From the gun to give, looking for room. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. This is a 3rd and long. Fires to the big fella. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And they'll pass on the 50-yard field goal attempt and go for it on 4th down from the 33. They'll try it on the ground. Will not get there. A 4th down stop. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Off the play fake on first down. Fires to the middle. Makes a connection. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown. amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Pulls it in. It's Vargas. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And now on second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Gets it out quickly. Makes the catch, and he's brought down. The line to gain here is the 43-yard line, and it's third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Might be looking to run. Keeps it himself and gets to first. And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact. The give to the tailback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The lost yardage leaves him with 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Finds the tight end. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. The Mountaineers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's got it and still on his feet. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They go to the ground. Forges ahead for 1 to the 8-yard line. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. They'll try to power their way ahead. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. He'll set up to throw. Feeling some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. And there he is again, another sack, channeling his inner Aiden Hutchinson against Penn State.
And that is high praise when you start comparing somebody to Aiden Hutchinson. Michigan, year after year, they find these dudes, man. The guys that will get after the quarterback. Hey, let's go, big fella. Let's go for that record.
The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. This is one of those momentum turning points. If this defense can force a field goal attempt, that is a victory. Touchdown, West Virginia! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. That's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On 1st down, finding positive points.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
With a 1st down, they'll snap it from the 32. Using his legs, it's locked. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. 9-yard pickup on 1st down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. They'll run it. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. And the Wolverines have this offense rolling. To the ground, he's got it again. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. They've been running it, but now the pass. He makes the connection. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. Afterburner's coming. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Wolverine.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice work.
Now they'll try the two-point conversion and try to crawl within 3. Out of the gun, looking to throw. He gets it in for the two-point conversion, and now they trail by only 3. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. Fast motion from the offense. They'll run play action. Fires to the wideout. What a job to lay out and make the catch. Offense goes on the attack on 1st and 10. Power football with the run. He'll push his way out to the 38, pickup of 3. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. They'll run it from the gun. Finds his way for 3 out to the 33. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly to the tight end. Coming through that 3rd down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. And the Mountaineers will snap it on 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. Coming after him. Keeps it and gets the 1st down. They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a 1st down. Running back searching for a hole. And they picked up 9 on 1st down. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Tune in to the Ocho. 8th play of the drive coming up. Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the 1st down, and he slides in safely. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. They make the stop, but the sweet throwing catch is plenty to give them a 1st down. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. Makes the grab outside. It's Cobb. And he is going to lose yardage. Nowhere to run as he is forced out of bounds. He leaves it with the back. They make the stop, and they give up 5 yards on the run. It's down to the 11. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And it's intercepted. A huge 4th quarter play for this defense.
Well, this offense is trying to ice the game. They've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but it's only by 1 possession, so you got to be so careful with your decision-making. And that was not a good one by the quarterback. They now turn it over, and they better hope their defense can play well in this sudden change situation. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again.
They put it in the end zone the last time they had it, and now an opportunity to really take control of this game.
You can feel the momentum shifting. If they were able to take the football here, drive it down the field, and score again, David, they would have all of that momentum on their side.
And there's nothing about momentum that you can quantify. Like, I don't understand it, but once it gets going in one direction, a lot of times it's so hard to swing it back the other direction. The momentum is real, and they got it.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. They'll run the toss. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Wolverines decide to punt it away. So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. A fair catch is made right at the 50. Great field position for the offense. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Kept it on the ground on 1st down. Now back to the line. Handoff from the gun. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wide out in motion. Slips a tackle. Gets away from one. Finds some space. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him. Second guy finally did. They'll run it from the gun. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Win with the running game on 1st down, now back at it. They'll keep it on the ground. They finally make the stop at the big run. There's plenty to move those sticks for the 1st down. This offense not only has a chance to extend the lead, but they can also drain that clock. Touchdown Mountaineers! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the 2nd half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead, now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation and building on that lead.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. A 3rd and long coming up here. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. They'll probably bleed every second possible off this clock before they snap it. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the 1st down. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. They'll run it on 1st and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Pushes ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Mountaineers!
You know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the fourth. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Not a lot of hope here, down 3 possessions late.
No, and I love it.
And he's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been up to speed. His 3rd interception. Not much on that return, but I think they'll let him slide after making that pick, and they'll have it at the 20. So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. Leaves it with the running back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, West Virginia. And the punishment has been extended. That one might have put the finishing touches on this game.
This one is over. Game, set, match. The defense had a chance to maybe kind of keep their team in it, but the offense said, take it to the locker room.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here. He lobs one high down the left side. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disrupted. They've been all over the field.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Unloads to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. And the Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. A little release to the back. Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. 4th quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Quarterback will take a knee. The defense can stop it one more time, but we are close to being all she wrote. You're going to hear guys after this game say, you got to work harder, got to be more intense. You know, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. And it seemed to me that's what happened out there today.
Yeah, just never really got into a rhythm for this team. There's no doubt they've got a lot of very talented players on both sides of the ball. So, David, I don't think this is a situation where they need to now freak out and try to reinvent things on either side of the football. Just being in better rhythm early and trying to find that in their next game, I think would go a long way.
Yeah, and it's just finding a couple of those plays. What do I do really, really well? Let's continue to build on that. Let's take away these negative plays. Let's take away these turnovers. How do we create more turnovers? I think that rhythm you're talking about, Jesse, finding those things that I do well, building on them, and doing more of them.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, Dave Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.